someone's got to figure this out.
A lot of people in the shipping industry, they weren't too worried about Amazon 5 years ago. Thought, oh, they can never do what we do.
If I'm UPS, ditch them. Sticking on the Amazon trend, we also have some interesting data here about Amazon is now the new king of shipping, is the title of this article, and how over 40% of the shipments that Amazon's processing, right? I buy a product on Amazon and now I need that product fulfilled. You can see here the graph of the United States Postal Service declining, UPS slightly declining, but kind of staying flat. And basically the Amazon shipments now accounting for the majority. It's bigger than any other shipper that Amazon is using, that they are fulfilling themselves.
It's pretty remarkable. If you look at the graph, it goes, from down here to up here in pretty short order. And, if you talk to a lot of people in the shipping industry, they weren't too worried about Amazon 5 years ago, thought, oh, they can never do what we do. And now you have, FedEx, who dumped Amazon because they're not making a significant portion of the shipments anymore, and it didn't make sense for them to do the business. Now Amazon is its own number one shipper. They've already got their own delivery platforms where you've got third parties that they're bringing in to deliver to customers, and it seems like it's only a matter of time before all that continues to get opened up the same way they have with AWS.
Honestly, UPS should dump Amazon too, even though, FedEx basically had a marginal share of Amazon shipping business, as 1.6%, and that would pretty much stay the same. UPS is about 16.5% of Amazon shipping universe, but I don't know when UPS and FedEx and these guys are going to wake up and say, man, Amazon's actually a direct competitor to my business. And they've already said that they're going to open up basically Amazon shipping as a service, fulfillment as a service.
Right.
If I'm UPS, ditch them, right? You need to create, Amazon is absolutely your competitor, direct competitor. There's no one else out there that's been able to build basically not just a national, but probably, now global logistics network. And they did it on the heels of the marketplace. And no one else is able to have that scale. Walmart would be the other one that could potentially try to do it, but they're much farther behind. And they're going to absolutely have much more competition from Amazon. I would absolutely try to ditch this and create a separate competitive service for other marketplaces, for other e-commerce providers, because shipping is like the killer app for marketplaces, right? I want 2-day free shipping. If you're an e-commerce player or you're a competitive marketplace, even if you're not Walmart, right? Who are all the specialized marketplaces out there, like Farfetch, like Goat and StockX, Etsy, eBay? What are those guys doing, right? eBay's fulfillment is not good. I think they're trying to figure this out. But why can't UPS work with these other serious competitors to an Amazon on the e-commerce side and say, we're also going to let eBay have fulfilled by UPS in 2 days?
Yeah, I think the challenge in retail in particular is that Amazon has such a head start. It's hard to go head to head. But something like B2B might be a little more interesting for them. You can say, this is where retail was 10, 15 years ago. Amazon is just getting into this industry in the last few years. We actually have an opportunity to go in and help create some of these B2B marketplaces and things that are going to compete with Amazon business.
Yeah, B2B is much easier to start, but these guys can't. The retailers could justify, obviously it's expensive, and Amazon's definitely subsidizing the cost of these shipments, right? I ship something for $5. Amazon's Prime is at $120 a year. So they have that membership revenue to try to offset some of the subsidies. But Amazon's definitely subsidizing this 2-day shipping, now 1-day shipping on at least a few million items that they're doing. So the other retailers, the other e-commerce players, the eBays of the world, I don't think that they can subsidize it to the degree that Amazon is doing, but they could certainly layer in some subsidies if you started to have some of this centralized fulfillment. And I think that's the key thing, what we were just talking about on episode 2, was about how Walmart's losing over $1 billion a year in e-commerce. The reason why they're losing that is because of the investments in the infrastructure to basically facilitate fast shipping and fulfillment. And so, I mean, if anyone has the infrastructure, it's a UPS, it's a FedEx. And how can you now be an alternative? So as a third-party seller, I'm not stock holding my inventory in an Amazon warehouse, or maybe I'm doing half in an Amazon warehouse and I'm doing half in a UPS or a FedEx warehouse. And now I'm fulfilling on Amazon, or I'm fulfilling on Etsy or eBay or StockX or Goat or Farfetch, or I mean, these different, or Walmart. But someone's got to figure this out. Hopefully UPS or FedEx, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything that promising from them.